Piano man, front and center. What's your name?
Lawrence.
Lawrence, you ever played keyboards? Any techno?
No, I only play piano.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Are there any drummers in the house?
I play percussion.
What? Did we just become best friends?
Yup!
It's about time.
It's about time.
It's about time, people.
It's about time, folks.
We literally had fans outside our door.
We had to actually
Did we
turn
not?
a fan away and tell her.
Literally.
Yes, her.
Serge had to kick her out.
Not
literally.
kick. I escorted her.
You kicked her out. You kicked her
I
out.
mean, it's the first one. You can't be any guest
We
here.
already got fan complaints on our Gmail account.
Because we're
from
going
her.
live. No, we're not. But we,
Live from New York City studios.
actually, we're in Rockland at the Drum Lab. Special thanks to the Drum Lab for letting us use their facility.
Yeah.
Beautiful facility.
Amazing that we already have a sponsor and we haven't even had our first podcast
We are
yet.
so sponsored by them. The Drum Lab has put forth so much funds and so much resources.
Yeah, so thanks
So
to their
many-
owner,
so
but
many resources.
their owner, I still don't like the owner, but
Yeah, he's kind of a prick, but he's definitely he's coming around. He let
around.
us use the facility.
Yeah, well, even though it's freaking hot as
Hey, yeah, it's hot.
it's hot as Africa over here. I'm
Africa's
sweating.
hot. Even in
You
the-
could have told me to wear some shorts and maybe
maybe I should have told you to wear maybe something more presentable because it's only our first podcast. Even I wore a collar. Look at that. I look very presentable.
Sergio, are we having some money issues that we can't get some AC up in here? I'm literally sweating.
Listen.
if you want to smell my sweat, that's
you know
fine.
what?
That's fine
here's
with
the
me.
thing. Here's the thing. This is gonna be a hot podcast, and the microphone's already. There we go. Is
Yeah,
it?
you sound like crap over this
Dude,
thing.
I'm just trying to set
Actually,
it up.
I could barely
alright.
hear you, so I think it does everybody a favor. But,
Hey, that's very mean. Anyways, I think this is gonna be a hot podcast.
it's gonna be a hot podcast.
gonna be hot. Some hot topics.
So first of all, I just want to say thank you for all 2 people that are listening right now.
You didn't let me finish my thought.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Already interrupted me.
You know.
But it's hot, so I figured why make it cool and make us feel cool because we are cool, but the
I'm
theme is
cooler,
hot.
but okay.
You are cooler,
Okay.
taller. But anyways,
Tall equals cool.
anyways, so we're that's why it's hot in here. That's why there's no AC going.
That's why it's hot. It's a hot show.
Hot.
It's hot.
Hot.
It's hot.
Anyways, so this is our first one. This is more of an intro than a show. It's not really a show. It's going to be an intro about who we are, what the heck we're doing here, why the heck we're doing this podcast.
Why are you guys doing a podcast? And why is it called Frendz? So first of all,
Frendz.
We're going to explain to you guys why it's called Frendz. So many people have been hitting me up. Why do you guys have such a corny name?
Yeah, it's so corny,
It's
guys.
so corny. Who names their podcast
Yeah.
Frendz? Okay, hold up for a second. First of all, look at the spelling. Okay, it's something unique. We're fresh.
Unique. We're unique.
hot. We're fresh. But people,
I think you said we're French. I'm definitely not French. We're definitely Ukrainian. We're
fresh.
We're very Ukrainians.
We're very Ukrainians.
Very Ukrainians.
And we're friends.
And we're friends.
We're friends.
Actually, here's the deal. I had this ongoing, I still do, but my fake Russian accent, it's not real like this. It's like, hey, friends, how you doing? Not really. It's like a hybrid Russian Borat. Not because of Borat, because I was doing it a long time ago.
But it's authentic. The key thing is that
it's real. It's my thing.
Super real.
It was my thing.
It's super real.
So I used to say, hello, friends. Hey, friends. And Frendz caught on until people and to where people started calling me friends or saying friends to other friends. So like in our inner circle. And now Frendz is like a thing. It's not a thing yet, but
yeah. Well, here's the thing. It really gained popularity when you started posting it with Mike Johnston at the Drum Lab.
Yeah.
And
hello,
that's,
friends.
And actually, I was showing that video to a bunch of people before I even knew you.
Russian accent?
The Russian
Yeah.
accent. And people were dying at how authentic it sounded because it sounded
I hope
super,
you gave those
super
people
real.
CPR because that's not. I don't want people to die.
It was hysterical. It was hysterical.
So the video that we started, the Russian accent thing was started with on Mike'sLessons.com. Mike'sLessons.com is a good friend of mine, and then I actually ended up people started recognizing me from those videos. Like I would go to NAMM, the music convention, and people were like, "Hey, Serge, you're a funny guy there, pal." So we took those videos down because I was trying to get
You're telling me you're trying to get sponsors?
Yeah, I was
and you
trying to
don't
get
want-
endorsements I'm trying to get like sponsors and stuff for drums, and I
Do
just
you
like
still have that video though?
they're somewhere. Mike has them.
Dude, you got to post those again.
We'll,
dude. Those are
we'll
so
have to
funny.
find. We'll have to dig them up.
That
But
way,
anyways,
we'll try to find it, post it for the viewers. It'll make a lot more sense, and because it's gonna be funny to everybody. It's one of those videos. You know, one of
it's
those
already
videos.
really funny.
Well, here's the thing. You know, there are those videos that everybody thinks is funny. It's a guaranteed laughter
Like
kind
cats.
of thing. Yeah, cats funny.
Always funny.
Wow, dude, you're totally gonna be a cat guy when you get old.
I hate cats. I'm allergic.
I hate cats too.
I like dogs.
So if
I'm a
you
dog guy.
guys like cats, please don't listen to this
Yeah,
podcast.
we are trying
Okay,
to.
it's our first podcast, and we're already
We're
trying to get people not to listen.
We're trying to focus our attention on a target audience.
Sir, do you realize we might go from 3 listeners today to 0?
You mean your mom,
What if-
your dad,
yeah.
my mom, and my dad?
Oh, we have
4.
5?
4.
4.
You're an accountant. You should know that's 4.
That's awesome. that we
Okay.
have 4 listeners. It's better than I thought we would have.
Better than we thought, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Frendz. So me and Oleg. We'll give a full story in a minute, but we were like, man, we should start a podcast, and we couldn't think of a name. We knew what we would talk about. We knew the theme of the podcast, but we were like, and then one day I was like, why don't we just call it Frendz? And it was just like,
No, I said, why don't we call it Frendz?
you did? I think it was me.
Yes, I 100%. And then
I'm
and
pretty
then
sure
here's the-
all good ideas come from my brain.
No, because here's the thing. I said, we could call it Frendz or something, and I actually wasn't serious at all. I was just like throwing a random word out there, and you really liked it, and you caught on to it. And then you were like, oh, dude, we need to call it that. And I was like, what? You sure? And then I was like, okay.
And then I was like, yeah, dude, I just bought the domain. Sorry. And I also bought the corp and all the.
Unbelievable.
So yeah,
this is a 50% vote podcast here.
Yeah.
Just for the record.
50%. Yeah.
50-50.
But I'm shorter, so I get the 50% is more like concentrated on me.
Yeah, and
I have brains here.
And here's the thing: people that are pretty close to us always say "Frendz" when they see Serge.
Yeah, Frendz.
Frendz.
It's just a thing. So
it's unique. It's
hey.
to us, and like you said the other day. I mean, Google. I mean,
Yahoo.
Yahoo. I mean, when that first came out, how stupid did that sound?
And how stupid do we look now making fun of it?
Yeah, exactly. So when Google is begging us on their knees to buy our podcast for $3 billion, the joke is going to be on you guys. The joke is going to be on all y'all.
You haters out there.
Hey, Serge, real quick. How are you going to spend your millions? When we sell our podcast for $1 billion.
You know what? What I'm going to do is probably going to get a good coffee.
Get a good coffee.
I wish I had some coffee. I just have some
Yeah, because
water.
every time we go to a restaurant, you're like, I'm broke. Can you guys?
Hey,
get
I don't
free
say
food?
that all the time.
You say that all the time. He's not been saying that for the past month.
I only say that after payroll.
Oh yeah, guys, it just
man, this is like we were totally train wrecking right now.
Yeah,
we're way off topic.
Yeah, we're way off topic because I literally have a list in front of me.
So go ahead, say what you were gonna say about why I'm broke. I mean.
No. Well, first of all, your excuse is always payroll. So anybody out there, if he uses payroll, it's crap. Anything, if he doesn't make you somewhere, if he's late somewhere, I'm throwing that out there, throwing you under the bus. Payroll.
Already under the bus. We just started a show. You already talking smack.
I'm so sick of it. Hey, bro.
I'm so sick of it.
Hey, bro.
I'm so sick of it.
Hey, bro. Let's meet up for the podcast. Oh, dude, I can't. I got payroll. Hey, can we do rehearsals for? I got payroll, bro. Dude, how many people you employ? You employ a country?
Bro. Hey, bro, what time can you meet? Well, I gotta hit the gym for 5 hours.
Yeah.
And then I gotta cook my chicken.
First of all,
and then I gotta do my stretches and my my worshiping of Arnold Schwarzenegger posters, so I look real
First
huge.
of all, I
want to get shredded and big.
I'll
get shredded.
I missed
Hey,
two
you wanna
gym
get shredded with
sessions
me?
for this podcast. I missed it yesterday and today.
Yeah, you look real small right now. You missed 2 days.
Thank you. Over here,
as you guys can see,
Fat Albert over here.
Fat Albert, I cycled here from Chinatown.
I'm saying I'm Fat Albert for missing 2 days.
Okay, I was about to. Man,
now that we got at the.
All right, we got that out. As you guys can see,
we're not even friends. But do you want to become friends?
Let's become friends.
Let's become friends.
All right.
There we go.
That was a really weird handshake.
Yeah, that was.
I had water in my hands.
All good.
Anyway, so my name is Serge. An hour later, my name is Serge Lysak, and
some random guys watching this podcast like, what the heck are these
guys
names?
Out of this world. Hey, this is the intro podcast. We don't care about no schedule.
Yeah.
is just a little hangout today.
Exactly.
Hang with us.
Well, hold on. Because that's gonna make people turn this thing off. There's a bigger purpose
I'm pretty
to this
sure
podcast.
they're already off.
There's a bigger purpose to this podcast, and it's coming. We're getting
to it. You guys just need to hang
After
tight.
acting like idiots, we'll get to it.
We did. We were
the
off
first
track.
half of this podcast has been labeled idiot session, and then the second session is the actual informative session.
All right, so my name is Serge Lysak. I am a drummer and a business owner and an aspiring entrepreneur, I guess, or perspiring at the moment because it's freaking hot in here.
Yeah, good analogy. I like that.
Yeah, I like business and I like music. I like drums and I play with artists and I play in my band called Duplex. Actually, we both of us play in that band now. Duplex without the E, DUPLX. Look us up online. Little plug.
That's pretty unique. I like
DUPLX.
that. First when I saw it, I was like, just like people about our Frendz podcast, they're like, what? Frendz? That's so corny. And I was like, what's Duplex? That's so stupid. Why would you name yourself after a house?
We'll get to my band name when our other band
Everybody thinks we're coming out. We're the apartments.
Dang, bro.
We're the apartments.
I'm still on my intro. Definitely on my intro right now. Still there. Anyway, so...
Dude, I think we should rename our band to the Apartments. We're just for the heck of it.
Well, you're out of the band after saying that. But
just think how many people
so
are going to want to see us.
back to my intro. Definitely talking all over my intro, buddy.
Okay, my bad.
So my friend was saying, you guys, you really don't like vowels. You took them out of your band name and you took them out of your podcast name. So I don't like vowels apparently. Anyway, so I play in my band. I own this place called the Drum Lab. It's a drum school in Rockland, California, and so I'm into both business and both music. That's kind of the theme of this podcast too. So that's kind of my basic intro. I was born in Ukraine, lived in California the rest of my life, and I like dogs.
That's your.
That's pretty much wraps it up. No, I'm not a huge
ending.
dog fan. I have a dog, but not like crazy about him. But yeah, that's kind of what I do. Just a brief rundown. And my friend here would like to give you guys a little intro on what he does and why he's here, besides begging me to be on this podcast.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Now that that's out of the way, my name is James.
Oh, man, shenanigans.
My name is Oleg. The reason I said James, people actually, quick story, when I first went to Capital Christian, left the Russian church.
Hey, when Oleg says quick story, just go ahead and cancel all your plans.
No, it's
quick story.
Really
do you have any tea we can have?
I didn't even say 3 words already. I didn't even say 3 words.
Hey, you talked over my intro, so I'm just trying to find spots where I can be. Yeah, cry about it.
Anyways, when I first came to the church, nobody could say my name, so they all started calling me James. No joke, because they were like, "What? Ola?" I'm like, how hard is it to say O and leg? Anyways,
yeah,
short story done. See, that wasn't long.
Legs,
that wasn't long. Assumption.
Very long legs.
Maybe we should name our band Assumption, since you're always making assumptions.
Let's start another band.
Anyways, so my name is Oleg. I play keys. And that's kind of how we came up with the intro from School of Rock. Best movie ever. Love that movie.
Yeah, it's up there for me too. That's speaking of the intro. That's the whole reason why we have the intro.
Yeah, and so
keys, drums, best friends.
Best friends.
Friends
forever.
So yeah.
So I play keys. I've been in business a while. I've left college, started working for an audit firm, hated it, and now I'm at Caleb and Air One. So kind of all aspects of my life kind of came together. I'm in music, I'm in business, and Serge was in music and business, and we're like, hey, let's start a podcast.
Yeah, that was the whole reason. We're like, hey, we like the same things, we like them equally, and we cannot shut up.
Exactly.
So
I literally told him that because I met with him and I actually was talking to
him. Yeah, he told me that while I was saying that too.
About starting a podcast, and I was like, dude, I need to start a podcast because I just can't shut up sometimes. And I have interest in everything. So that's kind of where that went. And he's like, and then the next day he's like, dude, can I just please be a part of the podcast as well?
Yeah, that's definitely not what I said. But anyways.
Please, Oleg, please.
And then Oleg woke up from his daydream.
Please, Oleg.
And he was...
Please.
All right, I'll let you have your time.
I just had to reenact exactly how you did.
Exactly, spot on.
Yeah, because I'm an aspiring actor, so.
But our Oleg and Serge story actually goes way back when we were just fobs. Fobs is a term that we like to use when we make fun of people that just came here to America.
Speaking of, I thought a lot more people know that term. But
not a lot of people know.
Yeah, it's
definitely a fob term.
It's fresh off the boat.
Fresh off the boat.
Meaning immigrants that literally come into this
They don't
country.
necessarily have to have arrived here via boat. They could have arrived here via plane.
Exactly.
Or on foot.
Exactly.
And we mean all immigrants. This is not just pertaining towards Slavics or Ukrainians.
Yeah. So if you're
it's
Slavic
everybody.
or
If you're an immigrant,
don't be
and
offended.
you're recently arrived here, I don't care how cool you are. You're a fob.
Yeah, you're a fob.
You're a fob. Sorry.
Me and Serge are both fobs.
We were fobs.
Look at Serge's Captain Crunch shirt. That's as fob as it gets right there.
Captain Crunch.
Look at that Captain Crunch shirt right
designer.
there. Man, that is every bit of Captain Crunch right there.
Have you not eaten Captain Crunch? He's definitely definitely a captain. He's wearing a jacket.
Captain Crunch would be well, these things right here, this Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch, bro.
Yeah, definitely not Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch.
Whatever.
Fob.
Whatever. At least I dressed up. At least I tried.
Dude, I'm vintage right now, bro.
Vintage,
Look at this vintage.
More like old and dirty. Old and dirty doesn't mean vintage. So, me and Oleg were fobs. Don't be sad. It's okay. You look nice.
Thank you. Sir.
So, we were fobs. We went to the same church. And we sang in the same choir together.
No, I never sang in that choir.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
You did, bro. I remember you being in choir.
Bro, you're 15 years older than me. We would have been in separate choirs anyways.
Oh yeah, he was. I was in the big kids choir. Yeah. Oleg was like in the snot-nosed crappy kids choir.
Hey, it's every bit of worth listening to this podcast for the video we will show in the future of Serge as a kid singing in a choir with a mullet, straight up mullet. Most funniest thing you will ever see.
Yeah, right up there. I'm actually excited to see that. No shame. And actually, we will only roll that out on our podcast. It will not be on social media. So if you want to see my mullet and me singing in a choir as a fob, it's quite the sight. I have actually yet to see it.
In fact, we used
to see it every day in a mirror.
We will not release it until we have 7.7 million followers on Instagram.
7 million followers on Instagram. You guys get to see me.
That's not a number. 7.7 is a number, Serge.
What did you say? What did I say?
You said 7 million.
7 million. That's how crazy it's going to be. It's not even going to register as a number. It's going to be way up there. Anyway, so we were in a choir. We were in the same choir?
The same church, not the same choir. I was always doing the solo. I was solo.
Yeah, because it's a little crybaby. So then we went our separate ways. I went on to be cool and awesome. Oleg went on to play keyboards. And
Serge, hey, play me a C chord maybe on the drums. Can you play a C chord? Oh no, you can't play a C chord.
Not everyone.
Why is that? Because your instrument is the instrument of the caveman. When cavemen were morons and they couldn't do anything, they were banging on everything.
Yeah, go ahead.
There were no
make
keyboards
fun of my
back there.
instrument.
Now I could replace you with this little press of a button, bruh. You can't replace.
Go ahead, replace me.
My fingers.
Let's see how far you can get. You keyboard and buttons. How big are you gonna get? Drums are everything. They're the foundation. They're the backbone.
Absolutely not, dude. I will.
And then you put your little
replace
sprinkles
it right
on
now.
there with your keys. Hey, my name's Oleg. I'm playing pad.
I hate playing pad. It's something you have to do. Thank you, church culture, for making me. Anyways,
so we actually don't hate each other. We just hate each other. For fun.
I actually love Serge and voice text him every night. Literally.
Good night, Serge. It's really creepy. I try not to listen to them. They're really.
That's what you do. You never respond. He's like, I got payroll.
Payroll came from Oleg messaging me really creepy things at night.
Dude, maybe you need to pay your employees a little less because it's really getting hot in here.
Okay, next time we'll do this podcast in a meat locker, so it's nice and cool for Oleg.
Podcast moving soon to my house as soon as it's done.
Worst thing ever.
It's gonna look nice, so nice.
Anyway, so our paths kind of went our separate ways. Then
For a long time.
We started playing like on a more like not professional but a more consistent level as musicians, and I keep hearing about Oleg. Oleg's this crazy keyboard player from a lot of people, and I didn't know about Oleg, and then we have a mutual friend, Josh Falcone, who is going to be our first guest next week.
Yeah.
Well, Josh Guerrero.
Yeah, Josh Guerrero.
He goes by Josh Falcone. That's his middle name, I think, right?
Yeah,
no, it's his
it
old.
is. No, it's his middle name.
Okay,
it's
middle
his
name.
actual middle name.
So he goes by both names. He has kind of a stage name and a
I've never
actual
heard of a
name.
person named Falcone though.
I have.
You have?
His name's Josh.
Well, no, like as
He's
a
the
first
one
name,
and only.
Falcone.
He's the one and only Josh Falcone.
That's like naming me Oleg Power Ranger Klimka. Like,
hey, no, don't dog the Power Rangers, Drew. I love Power Rangers.
the Power Rangers movie coming out 2016.
Hey, we're gonna go watch that. Me and Oleg are gonna watch that.
Yeah.
You're here.
We're gonna have a Friends podcast.
Friends podcast. We're gonna talk about the Power Ranger movie. So more reason for you guys to subscribe.
Right, well, by then we're gonna have like 1 million followers. So the first 100 followers that follow us right now will come to us to that screening paid by Serge from his payroll account. Paid by his payroll.
Anyway, so Josh was playing. We met at Renaissance.
We met at Renaissance.
So Josh was playing at this church called Renaissance, leading worship there, and he was like, I started playing for Josh's drummer in his band, Method Echo, broke his wrist or hurt his wrist really bad, and I filled in, and he needed to fill in here and there, and we kind of became friends. We became friends. And I started playing with him with his band, and then his solo project, and then I started playing at Renaissance, and that's how I met Oleg.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that I've heard a lot about Serge. Same kind of thing, like. You were playing with Lincoln. You had the Drum Lab. You were just really well known, especially in the Russian community. Just really, really well known. And you were playing with a lot of the guys I was playing with, but separately, like Kyle.
All kinds of props. Thank you, man. I don't know. I don't know how to accept it.
I'm just warming you
I feel
up
like
right
that's
now.
a setup for like you can
from
just
Captain
tear
Crunch
me down.
to this. Captain Crunch. Now
Make
we're
fun
here.
of my shirt, then says I'm awesome.
Start from the bottom. Now we're here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now we're gonna go back to the bottom because I'm waiting for an insult.
It's coming. Don't worry.
Oh, thank you.
But anyways, we were playing with the same artists. Actually, a lot of the artists we were playing, I would record in the studio, and then you would record drums. But we never met each other, which is weird. Like Kyle, and I think there were a couple of others. Even Josh, when Josh was recording his like personal stuff.
Yeah.
So anyways, and then Josh one time he's like, all right, Serge is playing with us this Sunday, and at that point, like I've never met you.
Oh, this is a story you didn't tell me.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, I knew about you so much, and at that point, I texted him back, and I was like, "What? How the heck did you get the Serge to play with us? The Serge Lysick?
Whatever.
What? No, I swear. We'll have Josh next week. He'll. I was like, "What?"
Right.
He's like, "Yeah, man. I got him to play." I was like, "What?" And so, I mean, I was like 19 or 20 at this time. This was like 4 or 5 years ago. And so when at first I came, I was like, "Wow, that's Serge Lysick."
And then I started playing.
And then an hour later, I'm like, "Okay." But then later on, when after we were done rehearsing, I came up to Serge and started talking to him. I'm like, "Man, dude, like you're playing here, like why aren't you playing at Bayside anymore?" Da 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 da. And we just talked for a bit and got to know each other pretty well. So that's kind of how we met. And then at that point, started playing a lot of gigs together with through Josh, different churches.
But here's the thing:
Russian churches.
Russian churches. Shout out to all the Russian churches.
Shout out to all the Russian churches out there.
But our true like connection came through MMA.
Wow. I didn't even expect that. That's so true.
That's the truth.
That's the truth.
Sorry, guys. Whoever doesn't like MMA out there,
turn off this podcast.
Don't
right
like you at all
now.
Ever.
That's how this is not going to be like an MMA podcast or anything. It's going to be it's going to be a music and business podcast. But we love MMA.
Is a business. Ding.
Yes. Well, that's what I was getting at. So if we have an MMA fighter on here or something like that, it's because we're going to go into the business aspect of it, and we freaking love MMA.
So we're going to do that every week, right?
And so if anybody wants to debate me that there's another sport that's better than MMA, hit me up on Facebook. I will gladly debate you, because I promise you will lose with your hit the ball with the stick game, with your lemon ball over the line game, with your peach basket into with the ball game.
Hey, you used to be a basketball fan. You can't dog out basketball.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like my third favorite sport. Soccer's my second.
So yeah, that's how we became really good friends, and like we started watching, talking about MMA, and I and Oleg listen to different podcasts, different MMA podcasts, and that's kind of like we listen to Luke Thomas and MMA Hour, like these podcasts, and I listen to a few other ones, and he does some other ones, and that's kind of, we listen to them and talk about them so much that it kind of planted the seed for us to want to do this podcast revolving around stuff that we like and stuff that we like to talk about, and where all of our roots are as far as like socially and professionally.
Right. And where we're going with this, we're this is going to be a music and business based podcast. So the reason I wanted to start it this way and Serge wanted to start it this way is that first of all, we love music and business, obviously, but the big picture here is that I always, anytime I'm playing, and Serge, you can speak to this as well. I have I have
speak to it.
I have a lot of people that are coming up to me a lot of times and are like, where can I learn this style, or where can I learn to play like this, or anytime I talk about business, when people think business or starting a business, they want to hear it from the source. They want to hear people that have been through it, have done that. Same thing with music. Like for
all
me,
the time. I had people asking me like, oh, how do I start this, or how do I do that, or even simple. I had a guy the other day walk in, hey, can you make a living playing drums? Like a random dude that walked into the business and asked about that. Yeah. So the thing is that, like, for me, for example, when I first started playing music, I really wanted to learn gospel. I wanted to learn jazz. I wanted to learn all kinds of styles. But I was taking lessons. That's all he plays: gospel, everything.
Funk, blues.
Hey,
that
you want me to
thing.
play rock music? Yeah. Let me just put some gospel on that.
Dude, I love rock music too, but the thing is that I was taking classical lessons, and so I remember one of the big questions I always had is like, I'm tired of.
Why are you so tall?
I'm tired of.
Oh, not that one.
Why is my nose so big?
Because I lie a lot.
But one of the things I was always like, where can I learn to play like this? Because I was kind of tired of taking lessons. Lessons are great, but you always want.
Lessons are really great. Speaking of lessons,
I mean, a lot of times,
we are at the drum lab. So you cannot dog the lessons, dog. Wow, that's 2 dogs.
Yeah, that's a very.
You cannot dog out lessons at the drum lab.
I'm not dogging lessons.
I just stopped you in your tracks.
Of course he did.
Stop the train.
Of course he doesn't let me finish. But I got to give a shout out to the drum lab. They are literally officially our first sponsor.
They are our first sponsor.
Literally our first sponsor. So. Anybody out there, literally, drum lab, you need lessons, come to the drum lab, seriously.
If you like to play keyboards, throw that away, buy yourself a drum set, and come on over. We will show you the light. We will make you cool.
As a sponsor, I have to agree with Serge.
He's contractually
I have to contractually
obligated to agree with me during this segment.
You don't want to play keyboards, people.
Sucks.
Piano, keyboards, awful instrument. It's like, I don't know why they even created it. What I mean,
why?
What do you need it for?
So many buttons.
What do you need it for?
You can have sticks and
first of all, the black keys are smaller than the white keys, so it's racist. It's a racist instrument.
I can't believe you just said that.
I'm just trying to play along.
Horrible.
Anyways,
now back to Oleg being normal and loving keyboards.
But anyways, so one thing I always wanted to do, and people are always telling me, nowadays, is that they want to sit down with somebody that is where they want to be, and they want to just talk to them for an hour. Like for me, for example, I wanted to sit down with somebody that plays gospel and just talk to them. Where did you learn this? Because people can easily tell you, hey, go take a lesson here. And lessons are great because you always need a foundation. But if you want to get to a certain level or play like somebody or sound like a certain way or have a certain attitude in your playing, you got to sit down and you got to talk with that person. For me, for example, I didn't start playing exactly how I wanted to play until I went to Sac City and joined their jazz program, and wasn't necessarily taking classes, but was sitting with the musicians, playing with all of them, learning from them, talking with them. How did you learn to play like this? How did you learn to play like this? So our vision for the podcast is we're going to have one guest every other week for music and a guest every other week for business.
I mean, we're not going to always stick to that, but we're going to try to flip-flop. Music one week, business another week. Music one week, business another week.
Exactly. And so we'll have people on that will go around their backgrounds, how they got to where they're at.
Here's another thing I wanted to add to what you said. I have a lot of people that I've met across over the years, and through, like, I've been in different industries, a variety of different industries, and I've learned certain things in one industry that I apply sometimes the same way and sometimes a little bit differently in the industry that I was currently in at the time. And bringing in different people, different artists or different people from different like walks of life, we want that to inspire the followers or listeners to either apply those things or not make the mistakes that they made. Just you learn so much from different people from different walks of life, and their business, just like music, there's no A plus B equals C in music. Same with business. There's no like. Right. In some cases it works, but majority of the time there are all kinds of obstacles, all kinds of scenarios, all kinds of ways to approach something, and we want to bring that to light and bring people from our area, from different areas, and different walks of life to kind of showcase the variety of different approaches and variety of different like stories of how to achieve those goals and inspire some of the people out there to, take initiative and go after the things that they love, whether it's music or art or business.
Right, and it's one of those things. When I was in high school and still learning, what I wanted to do or what kind of music I wanted to play, I wish I had a resource like this. And I'm really not saying this.
Are you talking about the Drum Lab?
Wow, we already went through our sponsors. They
are our only ones. They get extra time today. The Drum Lab. The Drum Lab. Premier Drum Lab facility.
Premier Drum Lab. The Drum Lab.
Oh, so I wanted to mention we are very serious. We're a very serious podcast. We are not going to joke around about anything.
Exactly. So if you even have a joke, don't even put a joke on our pages or anything.
Do not even joke. Nothing.
Or else we're going to kick you off that webpage and then make fun of you on this podcast. Devote an entire podcast to making fun of you.
Oleg will on his podcast. It's called Not Friends. It's called No Longer Friends.
It's called No.
Anyways, continue. So when you were,
I wish I had. I was saying, I wish I had a resource like this, and I'm not just saying this because we have a podcast, but the way I got to where I'm at, because people are always asking, where did you learn to play like that? How you're a white dude, but you sound black. You have so much gospel and that kind of thing. Is because I went and I talked with the source and spent time with the source. It had nothing to do with lessons necessarily. Lessons got me to get that base, and you do need that. But when I wanted to take it to that next level, and you learn from other people, and so when I started going and talking to people that were a million times better than me, that's when I got better. And it wasn't even practicing necessarily. You do need to practice, but listening to them and hearing how they look at music, because music and business can be looked at so many different angles. So the goal of this podcast is to bring all those angles in podcast by podcast by podcast. And so
we should have called this podcast The Source.
We should have called it
The Source.
The Source. Sorry, we don't have a budget for making actual sound effects, so it's going to be with our mouths right now.
Next segment.
Wow.
So the other thing is this. Here's the other side of it. Like, I think a lot of times people put too much like weight and too much seriousness into topics like business and music is not always serious, but like there's a lot of pressure sometimes in these industries. Right. We want to kind of put a different spin on it and have some fun with it. Like, business can be fun, music can be fun. Like, I mean, music is fun, but so is business. That's the thing. Like, I mean, we have a very fun way of like at our gigs. We have a blast at our gigs. I mean, honestly, like, I love playing music, but I love playing with Oleg and some of my other friends because of the hang. It's not so much about the music. There are gigs that I'm like, this gig's gonna suck so bad, right. And this venue or this place or how much we're getting paid or whatever sucks, but I love the hang. And a lot of times I'll check who's playing at a gig, who's playing with an artist that I'm playing with before I say yes, because I'm like, what if it's people that I don't like and it's a place I don't like? So it's to hang. So a lot of the environment that we want to create here with the guests that we'll have on, it's going to be a hangout environment. Right. There's going to be some fun moments, and we will talk about serious stuff, but we will crack a lot of jokes.
Right, and another thing, this is definitely an interactive podcast. So if you guys have any suggestions, what you guys want to see, or if you guys want to be on the podcast because you think you could bring a certain angle to music or business, feel free to hit us up.
Frendspodcast@gmail.com. We're also rolling out a website next week that will have all our social media. We're on.
Shout out to BuzzHive.
Oh.
Shout
Man,
out
we
to
almost missed our
BuzzHive.
biggest legit sponsor.
Legit sponsor.
Buzzhive.net. Buzz, B-U-Z-Z, Hive, Hive.net.
Legit stuff.
Jason from BuzzHive set us up with the logo, set us up with the website.
Literally what I was thinking in my head, he came up with literally. And I'm not exaggerating.
This is not a joke.
He literally came up with exactly what was in my head.
He's like phenomenal. I was on the phone. We're talking about the logo. Me and Oleg talked about it before,
Right.
and then I had some like ideas that I wrote down and kind of drew out. And I was talking on the phone, and I'm like, so I explained to him the logo over the phone. This guy lives in Atlanta. And not a Skype, I didn't show him any visuals. I told him about the podcast. I explained to him the vision of the logo, and then it was like quiet for like a second. I was like, "Are you there?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm here." And I was like, "Are you working on the logo right now?" He's like, "Yeah, I am. Just give me a minute." And I was like, he's like, "All right, I sent you a link." I was like, "I didn't even finish my bag of baby carrots. You already finished your logo." And I was like, dude, I got to get off the phone to see the link. So I get off the phone, our logo, the one that's on our Instagram, the one that's on our Twitter, and it'll be on our website and Facebook. But he finished it, like literally, I talked to him for 15 minutes. And while we're talking, he had my logo done exactly like I wanted, and like 5 or 10 different versions.
Yeah.
Versions, not virgins. Just want to make sure that's clear.
Versions.
We want to be PC.
And literally,
PC.
and there was just one aspect, the color, that we didn't like, and he switched
and
it.
The color was
split.
And the thing is, the color. He was like, "Yeah, I just threw that in there. I didn't know what color you wanted."
Yeah, and as soon as we told him, boom, seconds later,
like seconds later, changed it, put some other details on it. Boom, done.
Boom.
The whole process from the beginning to the end was like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
and that was including our edits.
Yeah.
So if you want a website built, he's also rolling out with a really cool marketing campaign. It's a free web. I think it's. Don't quote me on this. We'll have him on. He's going to be our regular sponsor. And his
BuzzHive.
That's a horror. Hey, I would like to vote. If you guys would like to comment as a vote, no more sound effects from Oleg. No more. You are really ruining the sound effect game.
That as soon as I started doing that sound effect, I was like, stop.
So buzzhive.net. We'll talk about what Oleg is having. He's battling his microphone. Oleg's microphone just attacked him. Rhodes mics are not a sponsor because they attacked Oleg. So if anyone has a microphone they want to send Oleg that is not violent, please send it.
I literally almost died.
Anyway, so BuzzHive, we'll talk about his marketing campaign that they're rolling out soon. Really cool concept. I love the guy. Really, really great guy. And we just want to give him a shout out.
I have yet to meet him.
He will be on this show. Maybe via Skype, maybe in person if he ever comes to visit. I'll see him in July. We have a gig in Dallas. He plays bass. He slaps the bass.
Slap at the bass.
He's a perfect candidate to be on our show. Music and business.
Hello. School of Rock.
School of Rock. Watch it. If you haven't watched it, turn this off right now.
Throw
away everything that you're doing and go watch School of Rock.
And do not even bother watching us until you watch School of Rock.
Do not watch us.
Do not or listen to us. Do not until you watch School of Rock.
School of Rock first, then Frendz.
You literally become an American citizen.
School of Rock by day, Frendz podcast by night.
Yeah. Yes.
Hey, if anyone could tell us what that podcast is from, we will give you a free t-shirt.
Yeah, sounds good.
School of Rock by day.
Friend of podcast by night. All day. That's the quote.
Hey, if you guys know what that is, email us. First person to email us gets a free t-shirt.
Free t-shirt.
All right, we're gonna sign out. Thank you so much. Oh, wait. We're not signing out. I'm lying. I'm a liar.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
I'm sorry. I lied.
Excuse me. For the next 2 weeks, we have our guest set.
We have 3. We have 2.
Well,
two.
let's keep them on their toes and not give it. We have more
on
than 3
toes,
actually,
folks.
So next week we're gonna have our first guest, Josh Guerrero. who he's the reason why we know each other. Really,
That's why he's first. He has to be first.
He has to be first. Great musician. Most of the people listening to this podcast probably know him. Is he touring? He's playing with Blinken Brewster right now.
Yeah,
Is he touring?
not Blinken.
Blinken.
He's on the road with
I almost said Limp Bizkit.
Lincoln-
I almost said Limp Bizkit.
He's on the road with the Lincoln Brewster tribute band called Blinken Rooster.
That's gonna happen a lot in this
He's on the
podcast.
road. Lincoln Brewster, national recording artist.
Recording artist. He's a recording artist himself. We've.
Is that how you say it? National recording artist?
National.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he's international.
He's international.
I'm pretty sure he's universe wide. You can get his.
He's
if you're on Mars, you could listen to his music there. Why not?
Intergalactic recording artist, Lincoln Brewster.
Lincoln Brewster.
He's a friend of the show. Hey, if we can have him on the show, that'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Lincoln, if you want to be on our show, it's mediocre for now, but it's gonna be freaking awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
So if you want to be on our show, we'd love to have you on our show.
Second week after that, we're gonna have our first business.
You can even
guest.
talk about how much I sucked at drums when I played for you. Hey,
I was first thing I was like, wait, what is he talking about?
how dare you, Lincoln? I dare you to talk about it. I would love to hear it. No, he's a good guy. He's an awesome guy.
First business guest, Tyler Stacy from City Scout. Known the dude a little bit. Great guy, awesome dude. Best. He's the best. But you Serge hasn't met him yet. But
yeah, I have not met him,
City
but
Scout.
I've heard a crap ton about him.
Yeah.
Hey, Serge, I was thinking about guests for a show. City Scout.
Anyways.
City Scout is a good one. I'm thinking City Scout. Ow! Oh, it's hurting me. Please view the video for proof.
Anyways, you know what? Let me turn. Hold on. If everybody could wait a second, I'm going to turn Serge off.
Hey, do not do that. That is rule number 1. I hate him right now so bad. Turn me back on. Rule number 1: do not mess with volumes of the microphone.
I have the power. Podcast sponsored by me with a lot of this equipment. So if you guys need some equipment, hit up your boy Oleg.
Oleg can rent out a 2-channel interface. He also has
I have a
He has 2
laptop you could
microphones.
use
He has a laptop
with
you can
Logic
use.
on it that you could use.
He also has the laptop charger. So if you already have a laptop but you're missing a charger, he has a new service that he provides. He rents out his charger. I'm just plugging you. Plug in your business.
my charger?
Your
The laptop charger?
yes.
You're running out of jokes.
Ruining the bit.
We're running out of jokes.
We gotta wrap this up.
Hey, that's how we know we need to wrap it up. When
City
we're running out of
Scout.
jokes. City
Week
Scout.
2.
Most likely, you guys know who they are. You're probably following them on Instagram. This is one of the founders of City Scout, so we'll have him a week after Josh. So be on the lookout for that. And
then the third week, we already have a guest. We just won't tell you who it is.
Yeah, you ain't gonna know.
You'll have to tune in and check it out.
And we have a 4th week of guests too, and a 5th week, and a 6th week, and a 7th week.
You're stretching it too thin.
And okay, sorry. Again, we're running out of jokes. So,
anyways, hey, here's the thing. This podcast is only going to be as awesome as
you want it to be.
Yeah, and actually as good as we make it. So it's actually
Yeah.
on us. It's more on us than you. But if you want to share it with a friend, tell some of your friends about
If you
this
want to share
podcast.
with our friends,
tell your friends. We are going to make jokes about the music and business.
exactly.
So tune in if you can. We'll be on iTunes. We'll be on YouTube. We'll be on SoundCloud.
Everything.
We'll be on everything.
MySpace.
We'll be at your grandma's house
Frendz.com.
on her record player.
Everywhere.
So find us, Frendz, Frendz.
We'll probably be the first one on the Google search thing.
Frendz.
Yeah, we'll probably be the first
We'll
one.
be first.
Because who else
Who else
thought of
is
the
smart
word?
enough to spell like we do?
Yeah, exactly.
So, hey, thanks a lot, whoever tuned in.
Thank you,
Whoever
guys.
listened to This is not live, but it will be live eventually.
Very
and
soon.
It's going to be super fun. We're super excited. Comments and questions and suggestions. Friends, podcast.
Smart-ass remarks.
One more time. Smart ass remarks like that one. No, friendspodcast@gmail.com. Email us, and we'd love to hear from you. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you all.